Welcome to our Data Plus project about exploring public opinion and policy, where we made a website to visualize survey data and political polarization. First, it is important to define polarization. Political polarization is the divergence of political attitudes away from the center toward ideological extremes. We are examining two types of political polarization. First, effective polarization is the gap between how warmly people feel about their own party/group and how negatively they feel about the opposing group/party. Second, issue position is the gap in opinions on policy topics where voters align their political views to match their party's stance. The guiding question of our project is, how polarized is the American public? Recent media coverage often depicts American society as deeply divided, so we aim to explore whether this perception is actually backed by public opinion data. We built an interactive website for the Duke Polarization Lab using the 2024 American National Election Studies data to explore both effective and issue polarization. Our main goal is for our app to be added as a tool to the Duke Polarization Lab website like this. And we also hope the tool will provide accessible, easy to understand information to the general public and non-technical technical audiences, and our visualizations may prompt new research questions.
The data for our website comes from the American National Election Studies 2024 survey. It has over 5,500 observations, and we selected 124 variables of interest, including weights, demographics, thermometer questions, and policy position questions. We chose the ANES data because it is a high-quality, well-established source of public opinion research in the U.S. that invests in producing a probability-based sample of the U.S. population. We will now show our website, and you can scan the QR code to access it yourself as well. The first feature on our website explores affective polarization, showing density plots to visualize various thermometer questions. You can also compare plots by different demographic groups. The second feature explores issue polarization, showing flowcharts of respondents' answers to questions about policy topics. The last feature allows the user to insert their own information and see how their answers to the questions compare to the survey respondents.
Finally, we analyzed patterns of missing data in the dataset. For each question, different types of missingness were present, and these patterns can provide insight into who chose not to answer and potentially why they declined to respond. First, the original dataset had 11.1% missing data, but much of this was explained by differences in the mode of interview. Not all survey modes included the same questions. For example, many items were asked only in the web-based version. When we filtered the data to include only respondents who completed both the pre and post-election surveys online, the proportion of missing data dropped significantly to 2.3%. Within this web-only sample, we found that the most frequently answered questions were thermometer ratings of Donald Trump, Kamala Harris, and Joe Biden, suggesting respondents may have felt strongly about these individuals and were motivated to express their opinions. In contrast, thermometer questions about racial and ethnic groups had much higher non-response rates. This may reflect discomfort, fear of judgment, or objections to rating groups by race. Interestingly, we observed that liberal respondents were more likely than conservatives to answer these race, ethnic thermometer questions. Looking ahead, we plan to explore how response patterns vary by interview mode and how that affects data quality. We'll also analyze trends in selecting a score of 50 on thermometer questions, which may reflect neutrality or uncertainty. To improve the clarity of our visualizations, we'll apply data smoothing techniques to better represent sharp peaks. Finally, we hope to expand the site to include data from previous election cycles, allowing users to explore changes in polarization over time. Thank you.